नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासती गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we are going to see one more story that was told by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. The title of the story is Boxing with the Sky. A highly conceited person used to consider everything on this earth to be very insignificant to his own estimate. So he used to think that everything else was useless and stupid and he was very great. Once he came to the conclusion that the sky itself is most proud and apparently the strongest of all. Natural calamities like storm, shower, thunderbolt, etc. come directly from the sky. So because he was a very proud person, he started thinking that even the sky is very proud, right? So there is a saying that Atmaiva Manyate Jagat. That means a fool thinks that the whole world is foolish. An idiot thinks that everybody is idiot. So because this guy was a proud person, he started thinking that the sky was very proud of itself. The clouds roar from the sky, and this reflects that the sky is very boastful of its own position, right? Sometimes you hear thunderbolts and so forth. So he started thinking that the sky is really proud. And then he told, the sky must be given a good lesson. According to this person, he thought that he would tear the sky apart with his own fists. So he thought that he was going to teach the sky a lesson by tearing the sky apart. With this determination in his mind, he started vainly punching towards the sky in order to control it. In fact, the sky remained as unperturbed and as graceful as before. On the other hand, the puffed up person became gradually tired of throwing ineffective blows at the great sky. Ultimately, he became so exhausted that he fell to the ground and hurt himself. So let us see the message of this story. The spiritual master and the Vaishnavas remain unperturbed and graceful while they are engrossed in the devotional service to the Supreme Lord Hari. While the mundane fools consider such real devotees responsible for all sorts of calamities and derangements in the world for the boastful attitude. So, the spiritual master, the pure devotee, and the great Vaishnavas, they are all welfare wishers or well-wishers of the whole world, and they want to talk about Krishna to everyone for everybody's benefit. But foolish people, they think that the pure devotees and the true devotees, they are all sentimentalists or they are all idiots, and then they start troubling the devotees of Krishna. Because of this false apprehension about the Vaishnavas, many people exhibit their unfounded misdemeanors towards honest devotees in an unreasonable way. So people become unreasonable with the devotees and they start troubling them. Because the people are themselves idiots and foolish, they do not know how to respect a devotee. And they start troubling the devotees, but all their so-called troubles are useless. The Vaishnavas are as benevolent as the great sky, and they remain calm and quiet, while the atheists of various categories undergo continued material agonies. So, a devotee is a welfare wisher of the whole world. Titikshava Karnika Surda Sarvadehina Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadava Sadhu Bhushana Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Dradavrata Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nitya Yukta Upasate. So the devotees have nothing to do with this material world. They just want to worship Krishna and they want to benefit everybody through Krishna Katha. But because of ignorance, people trouble the devotees of the Lord in so many ways. But because the devotees know that they are not the bodies and they are so far away from the material conception of life, they do not get disturbed or perturbed by the misbehavior of the miscreants and the non devotees. So, there are so many examples in the lives of great Vaishnavas who have been troubled in so many ways by the non devotees, but ultimately the devotees came out successful. The very well known story is the story of Prahlad Maharaj, the son of Hiranyakashipu. So the Hiranyakashipu was so powerful and he was so envious of the Supreme Lord that when Prahlad Maharaj started chanting the holy names of Krishna, Hiranyakashipu became so disturbed up unto the point that he wanted to kill Prahlad, who was his very son. So Prahlad Maharaj tolerated all the difficulties that came down the path for just being a devotee of Krishna. So devotees of Krishna, they do not disturb anybody. They just wish well for others. But when the non-devotees spot the devotees, they become arrogant and they become disturbed and they want to trouble the devotees with all their might. Either they call the devotees names or they want to give some black mark to the devotees, or they want to speak ill about the devotees, or they want to make fun about the devotees and so forth. But the devotees are just doing their act of serving Krishna by speaking his glories and wishing everybody well. So ultimately what happened to Hiranyakashipu is what happens to all the non-devotees of the Lord, because they do not understand the nature of the Supreme Lord in a scientific way and they start thinking that the devotees are sentimentalists. It is very unfortunate. So other example in the earlier times was the troubles that Ramanujacharya had to undergo because he was preaching pure Vaishnavism. The so-called Saivite king, he wanted to kill Ramanujacharya just because Ramanujacharya was speaking that Lord Vishnu was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the Saivite king did not like it and he even plucked out the eyes of Kuresha. Though Kuresha told him through scriptural evidence very clearly that Vishnu was superior to Shiva, still the unsaintly and the non-devotee king did not like that idea and he wanted to torture the devotees of Lord Vishnu just because they were claiming Vishnu to be superior. So when the truth comes out, the non-devotees, their fear begins and they start berating the devotees or belittling them or laughing at them or anything. That laughing is not actually against the devotees but against their own self. So if somebody lies down looking at the sky and starts spitting at the sky, what happens is the spit ultimately falls on the face of the spitter. It doesn't disturb the sky. Similarly, when a dog barks at a moon, the moon is not disturbed, but only the dog becomes tired and sick. Same way, the devotees of the Lord are not disturbed by the dualities of the material world. They are functioning for the purpose of spreading the absolute truth, which is well beyond the duality of the material existence. There is another story of Haridas Thakur where he was caned in 22 marketplaces just because he was chanting Hare Krishna, and he was not born in a Vaishnava family but he was born in a Mohammedan family. And the Mohammedan king did not like Haridas Thakur chanting the holy name of Krishna and he wanted to kill Haridas Thakur at any cost. So these are all the behaviors of non-devotees who do not understand the supremacy of Krishna or the supremacy of devotional service to him. And they start troubling and vilifying the devotees and they do not understand that the devotees are so far away from the dualities of the material world, and instead of getting help from the devotees, They are misled by their own contaminated minds, and they live in the material conception of life, and they suffer life after life. So, this is the purport of the story, that one must not unnecessarily vilify the devotees but try to hear from them for everybody's benefit. Thank you.